The lesson this morning coming to us from, this is really the Episcopal reading of the lectionary this morning. I chose it because it really was the lesson that spoke to me in trying to, and then looking for a word from God for us today. Here in the 57th chapter of the book of Isaiah, a message from the high and towering God who lives in eternity, whose name is holy. I live in the high and holy places. I'm reading from the Message Bible, but also with the low-spirited and the spirit-crushed. And what I do is put new spirit in them, get them up on their feet again. For I'm going to haul people into court endlessly. I'm not going to be angry forever. Otherwise, people would lose heart. These souls I created would tire out and give up. I was angry, good and angry, because of Israel's sins. I struck him hard and turned away in anger while he kept at his stubborn, willful ways. When I looked again and saw what he was doing, I decided to heal him. I decided to lead him and comfort him, creating a new language of praise for the morning. Let the church say amen. I want to talk from the subject this morning. With God, you can embrace the worst. With God, you can embrace the worst. One of the interesting human experiences we see throughout the Bible is how people lived through, adjust to, and regulated their lives with the highs and lows of life. There were for them, as it is for us, high peaks and great moments, and then there were the terrible lows and the devastating dark valley experiences. I want to think that the march out of Egypt must have been a high moment, possibly a mountaintop experience. It was prayer answered. It was a petition granted. It was a cry heard. God was on the move on their behalf. A high moment. Somebody say amen. But just as soon as they got to the Red Sea, the bottom fell out. The peak turned to a valley, and the high turned to a low. I want to think that trampling and trudging around the impregnable Jericho wall from day to day must have been a low moment, not only in the life of the nation and the leaders, but also in the personal life of those who had to experience that daily exercise of seeming futility. The mountaintop moment, the high, the peak, did not come until the seventh day when the wall came down. But believe me when I tell you that when they woke up on that seventh day morning, looked and saw that the wall was still standing there, and they had to do the same thing that day that they had done the last 6 days in a row, it must have been a low morning. But then the wall came down. A high moment. I want to think that the announcement to Mary that she was going to give birth to Jesus must have been a high moment in her life. But it didn't take long for reality to set in when she and Joseph realized the possible consequences and the negative responses this announcement would have in the community. I want to think that the birth of Jesus itself was a high moment, a mountain peak moment, and then the order of Herod to kill all the boys in Bethlehem and vicinity who were 2 years and under had to have been a low, dark valley experience for the people in the land. Get this one. From Palm Sunday to Easter Sunday, I want to think that Jesus, the disciples, and the followers lived every day with a high and a low. Seldom do we have problems adjusting or dealing with the high, the peaks, and the mountaintop experiences. Come on, somebody. As long as the sun is shining, as long as everything is going well, for the most part, celebrating a marriage, a birth of a newborn is an easy part of life. Can I get a witness? It doesn't take much for us to enjoy a new job opportunity. It doesn't take much for us to celebrate the bonus or the pay hikes. Good news is always welcome, and when life finds itself swimming in a bowl of cherries, you can't ask for anything better. We're all anxiously awaiting for somebody to declare that the recession is over. I wish somebody help me. We're all awaiting for the housing market to start booming again. We're excited about the possibilities that in some months, somewhere down the road, the employment numbers will reverse and people will start spending, and some of us can get back some of our retirements and savings account that they stole from us. We are waiting for the peak. We are waiting for the high, the mountaintop, to be able to join in the choir and chorus. Happy days are here again. I've come to learn something. I've come to learn a lesson. We don't always live at our best. And it's the peaks. We don't always live at our best on the high moments of life. Come on, somebody. We don't always live at our best when we're at the mountaintop. I've come to learn that as humans,